hazmat crews have been called into the IRS building in Ogden, Utah. Apparently, a couple of people, according to the NBC affiliate who took some aerial footage of it, 2 people have been removed from the facility in stretchers. White powder is being reported at the building in Utah. Again, it's another IRS building, which makes me very, very worried about a trend, given that somebody just ran a plane into an IRS building. Now, after that happened, Steve King, Republican of Iowa, came out and said, well, you know what? I've been trying to get rid of the IRS all this time, and it's terrible. And, he didn't directly condone the actual act of terrorism that Joe Stack did in that, but he did almost everything but. And we shared that video with you, and he was unbelievable in the way he seemed to support the actions of going after the IRS. And he said they don't belong in your kitchen, and I wish we could do away with them, etc. Now you see an old picture there of dogs checking boxes coming into that same facility in Utah, and then you saw the people being carried out in stretchers now. Now you have 2 attacks on the IRS buildings across the country. And yet we hear messages over and over again from the right-wing media against the government. Anti-government, anti-government, anti-government. They're taking your taxes and they're doing, wrong things with it, et cetera, et cetera. And, all the encouragement that we've talked about, and we shared all the different clips with you guys throughout this last year or so. And we need to find out more about this story, and we will, I'm sure, over the next couple of days. But if this is a second attack against an IRS building, this is unacceptable terrorism, and it should be called out for what it is. These are terrorist strikes against government buildings. So, when the Obama administration last time around said that the IRS attack was not an act of terrorism, I said that was outrageous and unacceptable, because they want to pretend, the terrorism didn't happen on our watch. But when the right wing pretends it's not terrorism, and they get into this agreement here, because, look, in order for it to be terrorists, they have to be Muslims, right? So that doesn't suit their agenda, right? They don't want to call other right-wingers terrorists. So everybody just pretends it's not. Well, if this is really an anthrax attack or any other kind of attack and 2 people carried out on stretchers, something going on here, then we have yet another act of terrorism. We should call it by its name. And we'll see what the right-wing reaction to this is. We'll see if they tone it down at all or no. They're going to, keep on going, stoking those anti-government fires. They did it when Clinton was in office, and we had the Oklahoma City federal city bombing. We had the Olympic bomber, etc. We had the huge growth in militia movements. Again, we had the same growth in the same radical right-wing group movements. And again, we have attacks against government buildings. No one else is seeing a trend here? And we're not like the right-wingers. My reaction to this isn't, okay, we need to do ethnic profiling. All right, let's grab all the, whoever looks like a right-winger or looks like, whether it's a Christian fundamentalist, in some cases, Joe Stack wasn't, okay? The Olympic bomber was, the abortion doctor killer was, etc. We're not going to do ethnic profiling. That's ridiculous. But should we look into right-wing groups who might be planning violence? Of course! You do it the right way. You do it the American way, okay? If you have reasonable cause or probable cause, or you suspect someone of something, you get a subpoena, you go through a court order, you do an investigation. That's what we have the FBI for. That's what we have the Department of Homeland Security for. That you do it the right way, but you go after these guys if they're a danger, okay? And you don't go after them indiscriminately, and you don't spy on them without getting court orders. But we got to get a handle on this problem, because this is getting out of hand now.